Now, what if I told you that silky smooth swing you're watching there can produce 127 miles an hour of club head speed with driver and 190 miles an hour ball speed? You would say, absolutely, I'm crazy. But that is the recent winner on the PGA Tour, Jake Knapp. Now, with that incredibly silky smooth swing producing that distance, there are some secrets to why he can swing the club that fast but that smooth, and how you can get it into your game too. So let's analyze his swing, delve into these secrets, and then package it together and get it into your game. So let's dive straight into our analysis here of exactly what are the secrets behind Jake Knapp's incredible club head speed with such a silky smooth rhythm. So the answer lies in top of the backswing and that first move in transition. That start of the downswing. Start of the downswing is king in the golf swing. So let's get ourselves up to the top and let's talk about it on both these angles. So a down the line angle and kind of like a diagonally face on angle here. So really cool one to see what we're talking about. So two main key things here and one honorable mention, and that honorable mention, we're going to talk about it right now, and that is his swing length. So this is something not every golfer can get, because to have a functional amount of swing length where it's really quite long here, you need a ton of backswing rotation. Now, we're not all that flexible to be able to do that. I'm certainly not. To where this, if you can get it, great amount of turn, which is going to give you a big long swing length. Of course, that's going to pick up a ton of speed. So again, this is where you see players like Fred Couples, of course, have a very similar smooth, long, powerful golf swing. But that's not the key here. What is the key? This area here. So let's have a look here. Let's draw a line here from the hands. You can see how much higher his hands are than his head. A ton of distance. And now look at him transition. Let's go on this angle. Boom. Look at how narrow he's got now. His hands are by his earlobes. So that is an incredible drop in that hand path and that first movement. That will create a ton of speed, what we call chop speed. A ton of speed will be picked up from that movement. This is something that everyone can learn to get into their golf swing, to create some really easy speed and have it be really smooth as well. So that's our first bit there. Wide to narrow. Wide at the top, narrow in transition. Pick up so much distance, get your lag in the club like anything too. Awesome. How we do that though, we'll get into that on camera. So there is one other part here which he does at the exact same time as that wide to narrow move. Look at his pelvis. This is something I talk about all the time online. See where his hips are pointing? Where's that belt buckle pointing? Just to the right of us here watching from this view. Then when we get down, look at where it's pointing at that same part where the club gets as narrow as it gets. Pointing at the ball. That's looking from this angle. Boom, and look at all that torque and that tension in his shirt. Those two movements happen together. Wide to narrow, separating that lower body, is a recipe for creating a ton of speed without looking like you're creating much speed at all. That is an absolute winner. And we're going to talk about on camera exactly how to do that with your golf swing. So it is a move that is easier than you think. Part of it takes a little bit of practice, but it is quite feel orientated, especially in one area. And if you can do that, you can hit the ball as far as you've ever hit it, way further, but feel like you're swinging as smooth as you've ever swung it. So absolutely unbelievable with the speed this guy can create. But the great thing is, you can see from his rhythm, he is not putting his body under a ton of stress to be able to do this. So this is going to be a way safer way for a lot of you to swing as well. So without me saying any more, let's get on camera. Let's talk about exactly how to get this into your golf swing. So how do we get that wide to narrow while separating that lower body for that crazy speed like Jake Knapp? It's ultimately one feel, and we're going to talk about a drill afterwards to do for it also, and a cool little training aid which does it. So if I can get myself up to top with those high hands, how do I do that? So we need to rotate that body to make sure our hands and arms are still going around us, but we want to really feel like we're pushing those arms up to the sky, really as much as you possibly can. Exaggeration is the key there. So that gets those hands up high. Turn and get them really up as much as you can. It's going to be different for everyone. You're going to do different degrees. So from there, the feel, leave those arms completely alone. Do nothing with them. Feel like they're almost ragdolled. at the top. If you get them up high, then feel nothing with your hands and arms, gravity is going to hit that club. It is going to start to get close to you. You're going to get that lag, just like you see Jake does. So ultimately, really light and loose from the top with those hands and arms will bring that club closer to you. But not only does it do that, it gives you time to open up those hips as well. So that's where so many players who don't get Jake's level of separation, why they don't do that is because they are not giving their hips time to be able to do that. So if you are feeling like those arms are really light and loose, doing nothing at the top, just leaving them, club's going to get close to you, the hips are going to have time to open up and rotate. So let's have a look at this one here. High as I can, leave those hands on completely alone. It's going to give you time to get those hips separating and hitting some amazing shots, just like you can see the quality of that swing. So here's a drill to help you along with that. So, okay, we can get those hands and arms up nicely. We can leave them alone, but the thing most golfers are going to struggle with is to getting the hips to turn. So all I've done here is got an alignment stick going through our belt loops. Now, like we said, when we leave those arms nice and alone, we give the hips time to turn whilst that club starts to drop. So this is just a visual where you can see now those hips turning. You would want to feel like those hips are turning immediately, getting that stick to disappear around you straight away. Now, because you're leaving those hands and arms alone, you're going to have a far greater chance of doing that because you're going to feel like you're in slow motion from the top. It's, again, one of the reasons why Jake has that really silky smooth rhythm. It's because ultimately he is not quickly going from the top like so many players are doing. He's leaving them up, turning those hips, get this stick to disappear around you, and you're going to get that same silky smooth rhythm but hitting the ball a ton further. So if you can rep this drill out along with that feeling, you're absolutely going to get there. Now, there is a training aid on the market which is perfect for this, because let's say for myself, when I use this training aid, it really gets me that wide to narrow and moving the body really well. It's actually an overspeed training device. So this is a ripstick. Got a link in the description takes you straight to the ripstick page with a good little discount code as well. But look here, I'm just gonna try and swing this. And the key to this training aid is you get these 3 little holes in the end of the head here. You get them to really whoosh going through impact, make a really loud noise. Look at the sequencing that happens in my downswing and what the shaft does as I do that. So hear that? Now, look at that in slow motion. Hands are getting high. Look how much that club is lowering down, and as I'm then turning through, it gets me an unbelievably good sequencing. Turn that body, hands up high, and then really leave those arms alone. It's going to really get those hips turning and get everything moving through nicely. So that is exactly how you can have that silky smooth swing and hit the ball, maybe not as far as Jake Knapp. We're not all going to swing at 127 miles an hour. I'm not going to, but you're definitely going to hit it further with that nice controlled rhythm. So you're going to play some great golf. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction, just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.